So today we are going to learn about basics of SQL. This shall be the first part in our SQL series. We shall understand how we can create a database, how we can create tables. We'll also understand what database is basically. Um, we'll also learn how to insert data into database and how to view, sort and filter that data. We'll also learn what a primary key is and how to use that. We'll also understand and learn about data updation and deletion. So without any delay, let's start with understanding what database is basically. We have all used spreadsheets, right? We have all used spreadsheets. You can call databases an older brother of spreadsheets. Um, so bases can, basically let me zoom it. Database can store, not just store data or tables, they can also help data be utilized with the help of code. So they can not just be a storehouse, they can also be a source for our code. And database can be used in a lot of languages as well. You can use Python and you can have a database as the backend to use it in the front to be utilized in something else. So basically database gives us a bigger network of usage. So that is why we use database. So over here, first step is we'll create a database. So let's create a database. Let's understand how database is created. Create is, let's name the database SchoolDB. Okay, so now the output is telling me that a database already exists. So let's also look how to drop a database, basically delete a database, and we'll create this database again after delete it. Okay, delete, wait, drop. So I got confused. Drop database is a term used for dropping or deleting a database. Let's drop the database and let's create the database again. Now what we'll do is we will create a table. And now I'll give the column names within it. So first column can be student ID. I'll give the type of the data I will be using over here. I'll also tell SQL that it is a primary key. What is a primary key? Primary key is a unique identifier. So basically in this database, multiple people can have same names, same classes, same courses also, but there has to be a unique thing that we can use to identify these things. So primary key is a unique identifier. Also, I will make sure that it is auto. It has an auto increment feature, which will basically increase the values automatically from 1, 2, 3. The value will keep on increasing. And then I'll have another column name, first name. And I'll give the data type as varchar. I'll give the size limitation to 50. I can set this according to my own wish. And I'll make sure that there is another constraint that it is not null. I don't want this to be null. And then again, let's have another column named last name. Again, it can be varchar. The size can again be 50 over here. It can be a null value, so I will not write anything else. Let's write age also. Let it be an int value. And then another line of course. Course varchar. And I can give the size as 100. And also there can be another thing over here that we can give a default course. Even if somebody does not tell us their course, we can give the column will show a default value. Let's set the default to computer science. So another very important feature of this series is if there is any error, we will try to solve that error together. And that is how I believe the most of learning can happen. Then you not just learn about the syntaxes, but you also learn error handling. And that is what makes a good programmer, data scientist, data analyst, or anybody who is into technical field. They should know how to solve errors too, right? Let's look at this. So the problem in this thing is we did not tell SQL which database to use. So table can be created, but we haven't told SQL which database to use. So what we will do is we will tell SQL first which database should be used. So we'll tell it use database ODB. So the problem over here was that we did not tell SQL which database to use. So we have to signify it. So what will we tell SQL? We will tell SQL that we need to use the school database basically. So SQL needs to know use school DB. And once we have told SQL that I want to use this, and then if we'll run this query, the database will be created inside this. Okay, let's move ahead and let's see how we can insert the values or the data inside the database. So let's say insert into students. What do we want to insert the students? First, we'll signify which all columns we want to be touched. So the first column that we want to be touched is first name. Second is last name. And then age and the value should be, again, very important thing about SQL is the query doesn't end with an enter key or when you move to the next line. The query only ends. The query means command. The command only ends when you put a semicolon at the end. So the values, I want values to be, let's say the name can be, first name can be Rahul. The last name can be Sharma. And age can be 21. The age can be 21. And the course can be data science. And similarly, we can insert as many values as we want. So the next value can be about some other student name. Yami. Okay. Brackets. All chars or words, normal letters and words have to be put into inverted commas. So hence Yamini, first name is Yamini, last name is Roy. She is 25 years old and her subject is, basically we can say she is a PH. She is a PhD student. Let's move on to the next student. We can also keep on adding as many students as we want. The next student can be, let's say, another student is Rahul Shims. But Shrestha. Rahul Shrestha can be third student with another, with the age of 19 and he is studying. What can he study? He can study full stack. So this is the third student. We can add one more student just for the sake of making the data longer. So let's add another student name, Priya. Papa. And she can be also 19-year-old and she can study data science as well. So what we'll see is, we will see that all the values will be inserted into that table, but the table will not be visible. So the way to view a table is this. Basically, we'll use the select keyword and the entire query will be select star from students. So star will signify that we want to see everything from the table students. Hence, we will run this and we will be able to see entire table. But what if we only don't want to see the entire table? We only want to see students from the data science course. So we can write select And we also only want to see the first name, and we also only want to see first name and age. We only want to see first name and age of students. Let's see first name. Okay, first name, comma, age from students where what is another constraint? But we only want to see students who are into data science, where course equals to data. So what we will get? We will get all the students who are studying in data science, but their first name only, and we'll only get their first name and age. So let's see. So see, we only got the name, first name, and age of the students who are studying data science. So what we can do is we can also sort it. We can also view them in a sorted order. Let's look at it. We can do the same thing, but here we will put a sorting order. What we can do is select star from students, and we can tell them to order by first name, and we will tell that we want them in ascending order. So see, all the only we are like or they have been sorted in ascending order, and we are viewing them in sorted order. So now after this, we will understand how we can update and delete basically. So let's see how we can update the value in a database in SQL. So let's update the name of Priya. Let's update her age, not her name, but update her age. So let's look update students set age is equal to 20 where first name equals Priya. Let's see. So Priya is 19 over here, but let's see if so Priya has been, let's run the query again, and let's see what's her new age. So we can run this query. We don't have to copy it again and again. We can just select the query from here and we can run it over. So of course you can see Priya is now 20 years old here. So we have learned how to update the value in a table inside a database. What we'll learn over here again is how to delete a record. Let's learn how to delete it. So let's delete something using student ID. So delete from students where ID is equal to, let's delete the student person 3. Let's delete Rahul, or let's delete Priya one. Okay, let's delete where student ID. Let's delete somebody with student ID third. Okay. So here we can see that Rahul Shrestha. We know that after we delete somebody with student ID 3, that person will be gone. So now let's again see if that person Rahul Shrestha is there or not. So see, Rahul Shrestha is no longer there. Hence, we have learned how to delete the records as well. So that will be it. These were the basics of SQL. I hope that you have now understood how basics work in SQL. We will also learn more things in the series in the coming classes.